Everyone in Major League Baseball is talking about it right now. As we head into the final week of the regular season, the conversation about the American League MVP has reached a fever pitch. And while there are a lot of exciting performances, there is one player whose case is crystal clear and should not be overlooked: Aaron Judge. Now, before anyone jumps in saying that Cal Raleigh has had a historic season, let's be honest, he has. 58 home runs, over 120 runs batted in, catching at a high level, and putting up power numbers that are staggering. It's impressive. The Mariners are riding high, 3 games up in the division over the Astros, and Raleigh has been absolutely tearing it up. People are quick to throw him into the MVP conversation because he's doing something remarkable as a switch hitting catcher, a position that historically doesn't see this kind of offensive output. But when you peel back the layers and look at consistency, impact, leadership, and the broader statistical picture, Aaron Judge towers over the competition in every meaningful metric. Judge missed 10 games this season, yet he's still posting numbers that most players would dream of putting up in a full season. That's the kind of value that doesn't just show up in flashy moments or short-term streaks. It's the kind of value that defines an MVP campaign. Judge is not just hitting for power. He is redefining what it means to be a complete hitter at the highest level. In his last 14 games alone, he has 6 home runs, and he only needs 1 more to secure his 4th season with 50 or more long balls. He is on pace to lead the majors in on-base percentage at .451, slugging at .672, and he has a Fangraphs WAR of 9.2, which marks his 3rd time reaching that elite threshold in 4 years. His batting average is .326, the best in the league, which could make him the tallest batting champion in MLB history at 6'7". These numbers are not just impressive, they are historically significant. Judge has already won 2 MVP awards, and statistically, this season is arguably his best yet. When you analyze WAR, batting average, on-base percentage, slugging, and OPS, every metric paints the picture of a player who is delivering an elite-level day in and day out, consistently putting his team in a position to win. Raleigh's numbers are flashy, yes, but they don't tell the full story. He's leading in home runs and RBIs, sure, but in every other category that defines overall value, Judge dominates. Even stolen bases, a category that Judge is not particularly known for, only has him slightly behind Raleigh, and that's hardly the deciding factor for MVP consideration. Let's step back and think historically. When you look at previous MVP races, voters have traditionally valued consistency and impact across all aspects of hitting. You can have a phenomenal power season, but the MVP is not just about who hits the most home runs. Judge has shown a mastery of the strike zone, taking walks, driving in runs, maintaining a high batting average, and keeping his team competitive every single day. The Yankees are in a tight race in the division, and Judge is the catalyst. Every time he steps up to the plate, he shifts the game. Fans come to Yankee Stadium expecting to see him deliver, and he consistently meets those expectations, whether it's with a towering home run, a clutch single, or a patient at-bat that sets the table for his teammates. Raleigh's contributions are huge for the Mariners, but Judge's impact spans not just statistics. It's leadership, consistency, and the ability to perform in high-pressure moments, the moments that define a season and, ultimately, the MVP conversation. If we dive into the numbers head-to-head, the contrast becomes even clearer. Judge leads in WAR, hits, batting average, on-base percentage, slugging, OPS, and OPS+. Raleigh may have the advantage in games played simply because Judge missed time, but even then, Judge's per-game productivity is off the charts. When we talk about MVPs, it is not just about counting stats, it's about value, and Judge has produced value at a historic level. Raleigh is excelling in certain areas, but when you consider the full scope of a season, Judge is consistently outperforming. We've seen him go on the injured list, return, and still dominate, which speaks volumes about his resilience and preparation. Judge's September performance alone could be considered the difference maker, as he has carried the Yankees at crucial moments, maintaining focus and delivering when the stakes are highest. The debate often brings up comparisons with other leagues and other players, like Shohei Ohtani or Kyle Schwarber, and there's a temptation to equate different types of success. But when you apply the same standards fairly, Judge's performance stands out. He may not have reached the 62 home runs he hit a couple of years ago, but his overall metrics show a more complete and consistent offensive season. Walk rate, on-base percentage, slugging, WAR, and batting average all point to a player who is performing at the absolute top of the sport. Raleigh's historic home run chase is remarkable, but baseball is a multifaceted game, and Judge contributes to almost every facet of offense while anchoring a team that is still in contention for a division title. His ability to consistently put the Yankees in a winning position game after game is the hallmark of an MVP season. Looking back at historic MVPs, the metrics that have mattered most, hits and batting average, were decisive in past seasons. Judge is leading in both categories. In 2017, for instance, Jose Altuve won MVP with a combination of hits, batting average, and WAR that voters valued above all else, despite Judge's impressive rookie campaign. That historical precedent matters because it shows the kind of impact and consistency voters are likely to reward. Judge is putting up comparable, if not superior, numbers, and the narrative aligns. He has the full package: power, average, consistency, and leadership. The conversation about voter fatigue is often brought up, but it's worth questioning why that would diminish Judge's case. Unlike other players, his value is indisputable when you look at the complete picture. He is not just performing in bursts. He is performing at an elite level across the board. When it comes down to it, the MVP should reflect a player who consistently elevates his team and delivers exceptional production across multiple dimensions. Judge does all of this. His ability to impact every game, maintain elite metrics, and deliver in critical situations is unmatched in the American League this season. Raleigh's season is historic, no doubt, but the MVP isn't just about chasing records in one category. Judge is redefining excellence in the league, proving why he deserves to be recognized not just for power or counting stats, but for his total impact on the field and his team's success. Now, taking a deeper look at Aaron Judge's season, it's clear that his dominance isn't just in the numbers. It's in the way he controls the game from the moment he steps on the field. Every at-bat matters. Every swing has consequence, and he consistently delivers results that tilt the game in the Yankees' favor. Judge is not only a power threat, but a master of plate discipline. He draws walks when pitchers challenge him too aggressively. He punishes mistakes with precision, and his ability to read the pitch, anticipate what's coming, and adjust mid-swing is unlike almost anyone else in the league. This is why his on-base percentage and slugging percentage are among the best in the history of the game. At 451 for OBP and 672 for slugging, Judge isn't just hitting. He's changing how pitchers approach an entire lineup. Teams have to rethink strategy every time he's up, and that is value you can't quantify in home runs alone. Contrast this with Cal Raleigh. Raleigh's season has been spectacular, and he's earned every bit of recognition he gets. 58 home runs, 121 RBIs, a switch-hitting catcher putting up historic power numbers. It's all phenomenal. But baseball is a game of balance, and when we weigh Raleigh's contributions against Judge's, the story becomes clear. Raleigh excels in power numbers and durability, sure, but he doesn't impact the game in nearly as many ways. Judge influences the game from multiple angles. He gets on base, he drives and runs, he changes the pitching approach, he creates pressure on defenses, and he elevates the entire Yankees lineup. That combination is precisely what defines the MVP. Raleigh's 58 home runs are incredible, but without the other aspects of performance, consistency, OBP, slugging, WAR, batting average, the case for Judge remains overwhelmingly stronger. The consistency factor cannot be overstated. Judge has missed time this season, 10 games on the injured list, yet when he plays at an elite level every single day. Raleigh has been remarkable in the games he's played, but Judge's per-game production is staggering. When you break it down statistically, Judge produces at a higher level in almost every meaningful category: batting average, hits, on-base percentage, slugging, and WAR. He is the complete package. And let's not forget the leadership component. Judge is the captain of the Yankees. His presence, approach, and work ethic set the tone for the team. The younger players look to him for guidance. Every time he steps into the batter's box, it's not just about what he does for himself. It's about what he does for the entire team. That's immeasurable value, the kind that voters notice even if it doesn't appear directly on the stat sheet. Another point to consider is the historical context. When you look back at past MVP races, voters have rewarded overall value, leadership, and the ability to consistently influence games. Judge is doing all of that at a level few players in history have matched. His combination of power, contact, plate discipline, and the ability to produce in high-leverage moments is rare. Compare this to other players in the league, and you see why the case for Judge is so strong. Shohei Ohtani, for instance, has been fantastic in previous seasons, but this year he hasn't dominated in the same way. Kyle Schwarber may have power numbers, but his impact on the team and the consistency Judge shows day in and day out surpass any one-dimensional performance. Raleigh's season is historic in certain aspects, but Judge delivers across the board. Then there's the pressure factor. Playing for the New York Yankees is not easy. Every game is scrutinized, every at-bat analyzed by thousands of fans and media members. Judge performs under a microscope, yet he consistently rises to the occasion. The ability to maintain elite production in such an environment cannot be overstated. It speaks to his mental toughness, preparation, and resilience. Raleigh is excelling, no doubt, but the environments he faces don't carry the same weight in terms of national attention, media pressure, or fan expectation. Judge's performance carries extra significance simply because of the stage he plays on and the consistency with which he delivers in that spotlight. Let's talk about September. This month is often where MVP narratives are solidified. Judge has carried the Yankees at crucial points, hitting timely home runs, keeping the team in games, and maintaining a high level of production. Raleigh may be red hot now, but Judge has delivered month after month, game after game, even after returning from the injured list. The consistency across an entire season is what defines true value. Voters aren't just looking at a hot streak. They're looking at a player who consistently puts his team in a position to win, who changes the game in multiple ways, and who provides leadership both on and off the field. Judge checks every box. Even when you look at the historical benchmarks, Judge is an elite company. 2 MVPs already, and this season statistically may be his best yet. The combination of traditional stats like batting average, hits, home runs, RBIs, and advanced metrics like WAR, OPS, and on-base plus slugging paints the picture of a player performing at the absolute peak of his abilities. This is what makes the MVP debate almost unnecessary. The numbers, the consistency, the leadership, and the impact on winning all point to the same conclusion: Aaron Judge. Raleigh is remarkable, yes, but Judge embodies what it means to be the most valuable player in the American League. But before we continue, please remember to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support allows us to keep bringing you the latest news about the New York Yankees. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments. The New York Yankees dugout turned into a scene straight out of a drama yesterday, leaving fans and insiders buzzing with disbelief. According to multiple eyewitnesses, Aaron Boone, the team's fiery manager, lost his composure during a live broadcast, storming out of the usual calm demeanor that has long characterized his sideline presence. The target of his fury? One of the team's own players, whose identity remains shrouded in speculation, though whispers suggest it could be a rising star whose recent performances have frustrated Boone beyond measure. Sources close to the Yankees organization claim that Boone's outburst was not just a fleeting moment of frustration, but a deliberate, almost theatrical demand for action. He didn't just yell in the dugout, said one insider. He demanded the player be off the roster immediately, right then and there. The entire clubhouse went silent. Everyone knew this wasn't a normal manager's gripe. The incident reportedly occurred during a crucial inning, when tensions were already high, and Boone's patience finally snapped under the pressure of a shaky performance on the field. Fans on social media have been quick to react, with clips of the incident circulating rapidly and spawning countless memes and heated debates. While Boone has never shied away from expressing his opinions, this public display of dissatisfaction is raising eyebrows across Major League Baseball. Analysts are speculating on the potential fallout. Could this signal a shakeup in the Yankees lineup, or is it simply a manager's momentary flare of temper that will soon be smoothed over behind closed doors? What makes this situation even more tantalizing is the secrecy surrounding the player involved. Rumors are flying, and insiders refuse to confirm details, keeping the fanbase guessing. Meanwhile, Boone's reputation as a passionate, sometimes volatile leader has only added fuel to the fire. One source hinted, Aaron Boone doesn't just manage games, he manages drama. And when he reaches a breaking point, it's impossible to ignore. Whether this fiery display will lead to immediate roster changes or simply a cautionary tale for the player in question, one thing is certain. The Yankees' dugout has never been quieter, yet never more charged with speculation. For now, the baseball world waits with bated breath, eyes glued to both the field and the rumor mill, as the saga of Boone's live meltdown continues to dominate headlines. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the New York Yankees, please subscribe to our channel and give us a like. We always appreciate your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.